Hi guys, Diane here, your resource for all things systems, operations, and automations so that you can level up your business and live by your own rules. Today, I actually want to talk about your VA or the VA that you don't quite have yet because your VA is actually the rocket fuel to your six-figure business. Now, you might be thinking, what? By VA being the rocket fuel to my six-figure business? That is impossible. Well, check out this short video and I'm going to tell you exactly why your VA and your team is actually the rocket fuel that will get you lift for your astronomical goals and those big audacious goals you might have. But also, I'll be sharing the expensive and costly mistakes that I made when waiting to hire my team. All right. So listen up. While you might not think that your VA is that important or even, building out a team can wait till later in your business journey, well, I want to bring you back to now because if you are solo or you're just using freelancers, you don't have any continuous team members or any continuous support within your team, growing a business solo is really challenging. And it feels like you might be doing all of the right things, right? Like focusing on your strategy, focusing on your marketing, and you're signing clients. But what happened to my business, what happened to me, and now what I see so often with a lot of my clients' businesses is that when you are solo, when you are in that growth phase, yeah, you might be doing a lot of the right things, but then you inevitably kind of get stuck at the six, eight, $10,000 months, and then you have to start making sacrifices so that you can make more money. That's definitely what happened to me. If you don't believe me, well, ask yourself, are you grinding really hard in your business? Are you slowly starting to work more and more hours and you're suddenly stretched really thin, wearing all of the hats within your business, just trying to get everything done, right? Are you falling behind on your strategic projects, on the strategy and all the right things? Are you falling behind on the marketing? Are you falling behind on your launches, on your strategic projects, on your projects that you know are going to actually make a difference to your bottom line? Are you missing out on, time with your friends and family? Are you missing out on being present or not being able to take off a day in your business, even though you are the boss? These are all things that I did that actually kept me from really growing my business, and they were all inevitable because I was the only one really working within the business. I was the only continuous factor in my business. So it all really fell to me to keep everything moving forward. Even though I had kind of a revolving door of contractors and people that I could outsource certain projects to, at the end of the day, I was the only forward momentum and the stopgap at the end of the day in my business to propel everything forward. And I eventually got to a point where I was so deep in the weeds, just trying to stay on top of delivery for my clients to make sure that they got everything that they needed, that I actually made sacrifices in the strategic projects that I wanted to do. Things like, so did things like I stopped marketing, right? Which at the time was great because A, I didn't have time to do it, and B, I didn't really have the capacity to take on any new clients. So at the time, I rationalized it. I justified the fact that I, as a business owner, just was not going to do marketing in my business, right? I also did things like, I couldn't, I was working longer and longer hours every day. Suddenly I was working 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Suddenly I'm turning my computer on again at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, just to get everything done. I was really sacrificing my work-life balance to maintain the revenue and the clients that I had on the board at the time. And while my clients were getting amazing results, they all loved working with me. They all loved having me by their side. They love me strategizing for them and strategizing how they were going to build and grow their businesses. And then they love me implementing everything for them. I actually couldn't take off freely and I was always on. I was always on call. I was always there for my clients. And I constantly worried about my business. I was always thinking about my business. I was never really present with my friends. I was never really present with my family. I was never really present when I was, even away from my computer on vacation, because it was always on the back of my mind that, hey, I'm the only person that can really do anything if something happens, or if a client calls, or someone needs me, or something gets broken, or a freelancer falls through. I'm the only person who can really step in to solve those things. And that's a lot of pressure. And that's when you really start to sacrifice things in your business, right? And this is really why your team and your VA become really, really important. If you actually want to be able to grow past your own glass ceiling that you set on yourselves because of your own capacity, then you actually do need to have a team, right? And that's what I want you to understand about your team and why they're so important. And they are really what's going to fuel you being able to grow, is because they allow you to actually do more, they allow you to be able to take on more clients, increase your bandwidth, and really take on the revenue that's going to allow you to really hit multi-six, seven figures if you want, right? They're the only way that you're actually going to be able to grow past your own capacity. Unfortunately, when I was going through this the first time around, you know what? By the time I got to the point where I realized hiring was no longer an optional activity, I'd already dropped a bunch of balls within the business, right? And I needed to hire, but I was so busy at that point that I really couldn't give it even all my full attention and be thoughtful about the support that I needed, right? So some of the expensive mistakes that I made where it's like, it cost, like, I didn't hire, and then it cost me time that I didn't have, because when I was so busy and so in the weeds, I had to carve out time to interview, put up job postings, review resumes, do screening activities before. And I didn't have time for that because I had a full client roster. And then I was another costly mistake when I actually spent money paying for support that I didn't actually need, that wasn't actually moving the needle or making a big difference to my workload, wasn't making a big difference to my day, wasn't adding anything to my bottom line. And then I had to go back and spend more time and money going back to the drawing board to hire again, and realizing that I didn't have the systems or the tools in place to really allow someone to successfully support me. These were all mistakes that I made as I was evolving and going through my own hiring journey of like being so deep in the weeds, and then realizing I needed to hire, and then trying to do it very quickly on my own. These were all stumbling blocks for me, and they were really rough lessons for me to learn. And in looking back, now that I've built my team many times over, as I've tweaked and adjusted and pivoted my business models altogether, as I've hired and as I've hired for my clients, the key piece that keeps coming back to me is that your team is really the rocket fuel to your business spaceship, right? We can build the spaceship, we can build the business model, you can build any business model you want. You can automate to the ends of the earth, you can automate out the wazoo, you can invest in all the tools and all the softwares that will practically run your business for you, but you can't ever get away from needing a team. If you really want to hit astronomical goals, if you really want to hit empire level, if you really want to up level your game, at the end of the day, you cannot be by yourself. You actually need support. Someone, even if your business is totally automated, someone still has to press the button to kick things off, right? Someone still has to do QC. Someone still has to do review, things like that. Are you going to continuously be that person, or do you want to continue, or do you want to actually have a business that operates outside of yourself, right? So those are all questions that you need to ask yourself as you grow your business. Is your business going to take off and really get lift, or are you going to stay solo and grounded in your business, because your team is what will allow you to hit new milestones, bigger milestones, faster, because you're not limited by your own capacity. All right. So those are all of the reasons why your team is so important, why your VA is so important to your ability to hit six figures and maintain them over the long term without making pretty significant sacrifices, if you ask me, in your personal life or in your business, so that if you're doing everything on your own. All right. So if you actually want to hire your team and you want to add rocket fuel to your business and you want to avoid all the expensive mistakes I made when trying to build my team, then you might be a good fit for my team systems to scale VIP intensive. Apply for a team systems assessment with me, and I will tell you exactly how you can hire the right team members to get your business lift off. All right. The link is in my bio. And until next time, bye guys.